Hey everybody, your friendly hospitality Glenn, and I found Bill Duncan, who oversees all of the suites and all of the Focus brands with Hilton. And today we are at the opening of a Spark by Hilton, the first in the economy category hotel. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. It's great to be here with you, and I appreciate you coming out.
So you got an awesome gig.
I feel like I'm holding the lucky stick.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty cool.
your job is to make sure that everything kind of fits nicely into a puzzle for the consumer. And one of the issues that we always talk about in the development level is swim lanes, but customers don't necessarily understand that. So how are you thinking about defining your brands, and particularly how Spark fits in within the overall category that you're overseeing?
Right. Well, to your point, it is our duty and our responsibility to do this. If anybody should be looking at it, it should be us as the brands and brands leaders. So it's really critical. And part of really the main reason for Spark for us is that our existing brands have really punched up in performance. And we found this really large gap of customers that we weren't serving because they aren't able to afford to stay with our existing brands. And it's our responsibility to keep bringing in new customers and making sure they're coming into our family and then growing with us into our other brands.
And this is kind of like an extension, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to educate people, it's kind of like an extension of a philosophy a lot of the brands had earlier on, 15, 20 years ago, where you wanted to have places for them to stay during work and then maybe, you know, have that special vacation somewhere and kind of capture their imagination throughout whatever part they are. But now I kind of see this as throughout their entire career cycle as well.
It's their journey through the hotel and tiers, and as they move up and can afford more and do more. I think many of us have stories in our younger days where we couldn't afford a nice place to stay, and we stayed at a place that we didn't feel safe, we didn't feel secure. We propped the chair up against the door and it didn't feel good. And so that really inspired us, and we believe all customers should be served. You know, Chris Nassetta says, spread the light and warmth of hospitality, and the modern version of that, everywhere customers travel. So how do you get to everywhere customers travel and to all of the customers that are willing to pay? And that led us to this premium economy segment and this opportunity to serve these customers who aren't staying with us currently.
Right, and I really see the emphasis on the premium. You took an older existing building and really did a very nice job at modernizing and making me feel very comfortable as a guest walking into this environment where 20 years ago, if I was going to an economy branded hotel, I might not have felt that same sense.
Yeah, you feel uneasy. Typically, and what we wanted to bring into this was the consistency and the assurance that you were going to have a great stay, have a great night of sleep, and be able to have a little bit of nourishment before you got on the road again, And so these are things that customers told us they don't see typically broadly across that segment, and if Hilton could solve that problem, we'd be in great shape. And here is the solution, and we feel really good. And I think it's really important for us that this property is our first property, was an aged asset that hadn't really had a recent renovation, and we were able to bring it to life and extend its life as a really useful and amazing place to stay.
And that's really the key to it right now. Now, last month we were at the lodging conference, and the story that really started to emerge was the movement from a lot of new builds to conversion hotels. So you're in at the right time with the right type of property. What are owners thinking?
Well, owners love it. So we've processed over 400 different type sites, and we're closing in on 100 approvals. It's feeling really good. But I will tell you, in this segment, it feels like it's the right approach. The good thing we see is that this is a great partnership in our category, because we are getting a bit more momentum on our prototype brands now. Things seem to be moving. Construction starts are starting to happen. We've got a good solid number of the pipe being worked on.
I do believe your last quarter you had the highest number of signings ever, if I'm not mistaken.
It's feeling really good. And then between this and the launch of our newest extended stay brand, Project H3, plus these other mature brands that we have that are flourishing and growing globally, we're feeling really good.
Yeah.
And it's a good place to be, and you're right. I'm still holding the lucky stick.
Yeah.
This is kind of amazing. I can't believe I'm getting to do all this.
No doubt. Now, earlier we talked, so I just want to ask you this question on air. How did you get this thing open so quickly?
Yeah, well, so we had in our mind a vision of once the deal was signed, about 9 months to opening. And really, once we were through all the contracting and the development process, 6 months from placing of order of FF&E to actual opening.
Right.
And that did come to fruition here. And basically what we did is we created within our Hilton Supply Management organization a turnkey package. We created 25 full hotel packages, all done, manufactured in advance, that once they started the process, they got whatever initial design work they needed to customize specific spaces. We could just ship everything out and they could start the process and start renovating and moving. No delays, no wait times, no construction start times. They could just, the FF&E, they could just start shipping out and making it move. And that was our ambition and our dream. And again, it came to life, thankfully.
Right. And I'll tell you, Will, you really want those owners to be able to start monetizing their investment. And by really lowering that ramp-up time to get them open. That's huge. And
that's right.
This hotel's been open 2-3 weeks unofficially. Today's the official grand opening. They had their first sellout already.
That's right.
That's pretty encouraging about this product on this market.
Yeah, it's really, it's exciting. They're happy. There's a lot of pride, and they're thrilled about the impact it's already having in the community, and you gotta love that, right?
Well, congratulations on everything. Now we'll be following the story of how this brand develops over time. I want to thank Bill Duncan over here. I'm Glenn Hausman. Be sure to subscribe. Text the word hotel to 66866. Get everything in. Why not do all that other stuff? Like us, friend us, do all that kind of stuff. Make me feel good. I've got my ego really could use some help over here. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Take care.